1.
Okay, I'll just get my little pointy up. So we're looking at elevation and depression when we're using trigonometry. Okay, so let's see what we're talking about. First of all, we're going to talk about elevation. Now, you know elevation is when you rise up. Now, when you're looking at a diagram and you're not sure, do I do elevation or depression? You have to, angles of elevation or depression are always measured from the horizontal. So start at your horizontal and think, okay, where am I going? Well, they're talking about looking up. They want this. So if you're looking up, it means that it's going to be elevation, looking up. Okay, so you put your eye over here at the horizontal and look to where they're talking about, and they're going up. So we know it's elevation for this one. Okay, good idea to write this rule down, to pause me and just write that down. All right, so let's look at a question. Excuse me, my husband is mowing the lawn. The angle of elevation from the top of a tower. Okay, so here's your tower. On the top of the tower, on the ground is 30 meters away from the base of the tower. Okay, so there's your base, and you're over here, and the angle is 28. And they're saying find the height of the tower to the nearest meter. So your eye is here, and they want the height, they want this, they want that, to the nearest meter. Okay, so we've got an angle, and we've got one side that we know the measurement of. That should tell us straight away what type of formula we're going to use. But before we do that, let's work out where our OH and A are. Okay, so here is our hypotenuse, our right angle. So this is our hypotenuse, okay. Here is our angle, and here is our measurement. So this is going to be our adjacent over here. And over there is going to be our opposite. Now, what are we looking for? We're looking for here, which is our opposite, and we've got information here, which is our adjacent. So we're going to use tan. So OAH. Right, so now we've got tan 28 is equal to O over H. That's our formula, but we know that H is what we're looking for, and 30 is our adjacent. Okay, so 30 is where our adjacent is. We know how to work this out. We've got to do lots of switcherooing and timesing. So we go H is equal to 30 times tan 28. Okay, because we're trying to find out what H is. So we stuck H on that side and put the tan over on this side. So 30 times tan 28. We get 1595. It does carry on. Round your answer to the nearest meter, the question says. So it's 16 meters. So the height over here is 16 meters. Okay, so remember, one thing I want you to remember is if they're asking you for a length, that this is the way we do it, okay, because we're given a degree, we're given our degrees, and we're missing one of the lengths. So this is the way we do it, 30 times tan 28, depending on what it was. All right, let's go on to the angle of depression. So here we go. We've got our eye on the horizontal, but they're talking about our line of sight. We're actually looking downwards. So that means it's the depression. So angles of elevation and depression are always measured from the horizontal. Good idea to make note of these little pictures too, guys. So go back if you want to do the other one. Okay, so the question says, from the top of a vertical cliff, okay, so she's standing at the top. Andrea spots a boat out at sea. So she's over here, okay? What does it say? If the top of the cliff is 42 meters above sea level, so here, 42 meters, and the boat is 90 meters away from the base of the cliff. So there's the cliff. There goes the boat, so that's 90 meters. Now we've got two side lengths. Find Andrea's angle of depression to the boat to the nearest degree. Now we know she's sitting here. We also know that we have to use it from a horizontal line. So we draw a horizontal line in here, which means that the angle we're looking for is over there. But we don't know how to look for that angle because we know that we've got a side length and we've got a side length, and we know how to look for this angle. But remember, these angles are equal, okay? Remember when we did parallel lines? These angles are equal. So what you do is you draw a horizontal line there, you give yourself an angle here, and then you give yourself an angle here, because if we can work out what this angle is, it is identical and equal to what that angle is. Okay, so you draw your diagram, give yourself a horizontal line, show where your angle is going to be, and then find another place so that we can work out that angle, because that's how we know what we know how to do, which we know will be the same as that one. Right. So it says, draw a diagram and label the given image. Use alternate angles, which is what that's called. Alternate angles are always equal, to mark the angle inside the triangle. Okay, so we always try and find an alternate angle. So what do we do when we've got two sides and we're wanting to know what the angle is? Decide which ratio to use. Remember, we're looking for the angle. Okay, so we're looking for that angle. This over here is the square, I was going to say the square root. This is the right angle. Couldn't think there. The right angle. So this is the hypotenuse, okay? But we've got over here, which will be our adjacent, and this will be our opposite. So what are we going to be looking at? And yes, it is. It's tan again. Okay, so our opposite was 42. Our adjacent was 90. Use the tan minus 1 key on your calculator to round it off to nearest degree. Remember, when you're looking for a degree, we use this funny key here, okay, the one that you have to get the negative in. So we go tan, -1, 42 divided by 90, and we get 25 degrees, because it said the nearest degree. So if we know that that's 25 degrees, we know that she's looking out at 25 degrees. All right, want you dudes to give this a go.